My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Toy Story 4. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. So, this movie is weird because whenever I see people talking about it online, they always talk about how much it sucks and how unnecessary it is, and how Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending. So I want to say this movie is underrated, but it won an Oscar for Best Animated Picture, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 96% from the critics and a 94% from the audience. So, is it underrated? I don't know, but I will say this about the criticisms. I find them to be baffling. I think this is such a perfect epilogue, and I feel like this is one of those movies where people made up their mind about it before they even saw it. And for the record, I went into this movie very skeptical, and I was blown away by how much I loved it. I think this is yet another perfect entry into a perfect franchise. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And this movie is very different because it is Woody's movie. Like the other movies have a bit of an ensemble, but this movie is clearly Woody's from beginning to end, and I thought Tom Hanks just carried this movie so incredibly well. He brings so much personality and so much emotional depth to his character, and I think he delivers some of his finest work here. Then we've got Tim Allen, who is as funny and as entertaining as ever. His inner voice joke always got me to laugh. And Annie Potts. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. I was kind of surprised to discover that Annie Potts voiced Bo Peep here. Just because she sounds so different in this movie. She has more personality, she has more energy, and she has more to do, and Annie Potts just knocks it out of the park. We've also got Tony Hale as a new character called Forky, and I really like just how this character is written. He starts off as just a joke character, but I really do like the arc he goes on here and how he starts to find fulfillment in life. It's actually really well done, and Tony Hale was perfectly cast. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele are just so damn hilarious. They bring so much personality and energy to their characters, but it's Keanu Reeves who steals the show. He plays Duke Kaboom, and this performance is just comedy gold. Every line delivery is pitch perfect, and this is unironically top tier Keanu Reeves performance. We've also got Christina Hendricks as Gabby Gabby, and I thought she did a great job because she's really dark and evil, but she's also sympathetic, and she had a lot to do and she pulls it off. Ali Mackey plays this little cop toy thing, and she does a really good job. Madeline McGraw plays Bonnie, and she does a perfectly fine job. And speaking of Bonnie Hunt does a good job as well. You've also got Wallace Shawn and John Ratzenberger and Jeff Garlin, and John Cusack, but they're not really in this movie all too much. Like I said, this is Woody's story, and I do love how focused it feels. From the very first scene to the last, every scene had intention, and it just feels like proper closure for this character. It feels like a proper epilogue, and I really do love how you see just how much Woody is struggling. He's not cared about the way that Andy used to care about him, but he is still bending over backwards to try and make Bonnie happy. He is exhausted and just struggling, but he's doing everything he can. And this movie is him realizing that maybe there's more to life than that. Maybe change can be good, and maybe it's time for him to move on. And I love the relationship between him and Bo Peep as the movie progresses. And the ending, look, I love Toy Story 1, 2, 3, but the ending of this movie just hits me so much harder than anything else. Like, I'm a bawling baby at the end of this movie because you've just got Woody, he's about to go back to Barney, and he says goodbye to Bo Peep, and I love how reluctant he is. He doesn't want to go, but he feels like he has to. And Buzz tells him she'll be alright. Barney will be alright. Reminding him that he doesn't have to go. And, him and Bo Peep are very happy, and then all the other toys come to the top of the RV, and just the way the camera focuses on each one here, it feels like we're saying goodbye to these characters as Woody is saying goodbye. And then him and Buzz have this long hug goodbye. And, you've just really come to care about these two characters. And, goodbyes in real life and in movies are difficult, and this movie captures the emotional weight of it. And I love how as soon as they drive off, Woody and Bo Peep are running around, and Buzz is like, to infinity, and Woody says, and beyond. It's just a pitch perfect ending. Like, look, I love Toy Story 3. That movie has a perfect ending, but this movie also has a perfect ending. How does this franchise keep doing it time and time again? It's just unbelievable. But as emotional as this movie is, it's also pretty damn hilarious. There are so many jokes here, whether it's Forky trying to throw himself away, or the toys taking over the RV at the end of the movie, or Duke's backstory, or the plush watch scene is comedy gold. So many laughs throughout, and it still has that Toy Story edge. The moments with the ventriloquist dummies, I feel like they could really scare kids. And on top of that, I also like how the villain's plan is to take out Woody's voice box. That's actually pretty horrific. So I do like how it has that edge, and I really do like how Gabby's written as a character. She's so dark and she seems so evil at first, and she learns about Woody and she uses that to her advantage. And Woody gives her her voice box, and her reality of everything just comes crashing down. Things didn't go the way they were supposed to, and Woody is still willing to help her. And it kind of just shows how Woody's loyalty and his goodness is an admirable trait, and he's willing to help someone even like her. And her happy ending, it feels like potential for Woody. That he can help other toys just like this. And I really do love the way the movie explores all of its themes. This is a movie about, well, just like the other movies in the franchise, it's about how change is inevitable. And this movie is about moving on and finding a new purpose and living for yourself. And I do think it's a very profound watch. I really do. But it's time to talk about the animation. And I say this without exaggeration, but this is one of the best looking movies ever, and this might be the best 3D animation we've ever seen. It is unbelievable what they were able to accomplish here. From the very beginning of the rain coming down, I was blown away, and that feeling just never stopped. The antique shop, the way the wood looks, the way the cobwebs look, the way the dust looks, the carnival and all the lights, it's the textures, the attention to detail, it's unbelievable. Toy Story 1 still looks good. Humans aside, it's still a good looking movie. Toy Story 2 does look better, but it's still not great. Toy Story 3 is a huge improvement and it looks really fantastic. But the difference between Toy Story 3 and this movie is night and day. Like, this movie begins and you just see it immediately. Just, holy shit, what an accomplishment. And I also do like the music by Randy Newman, especially in those final 10 minutes. And the song, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, is pretty decent. So, yes, I love this movie. I really do. I think it captures all the core elements of a Toy Story movie, but still feels fresh and new, and it does feel necessary. In fact, I think Toy Story 3 makes this movie better, and Toy Story 4 makes Toy Story 3 better. They complement each other so incredibly well. And, like, obviously this movie isn't the ending, but if it was, it would have been the perfect ending. I think the character work here is top notch. The cast does a great job. It's hilarious, it's emotional, it's profound. I love how it has an edge to it. It's beautifully animated. Like, I truly think this is a perfect movie. So I'm going to give Toy Story 4 a 9 out of 10. I really hope Toy Story 5 is great. Like, I have my doubts, but I would love it if this franchise just kept its 9 out of 10, its perfect streak going. But we'll see. But Toy Story 4, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.